So I live on 1.5 acres in a major city here in Florida. Funny thing is, state law now says that if you have 1 acre or more, you can shoot in your backyard. My father decided to break out his new AR that he hasn't shot yet and put a few rounds down in the ground here on the back of the property. So that was all well and good, but mind you, we were shooting into a big old burn and berm pile that I have here in the backyard. About 20 minutes after this happened, my father broke out his mower and decided to start mowing the backyard. Thanks, Dad. However, I got a knock on the door. 3 cops had showed up and actually were responding to several calls that were placed within the area, and one of them was a sergeant. I told him that I was a firearms instructor and I was overseeing my father's shooting and that they were all going into a safe area. However, they weren't having any of that. I made clear to them that according to current statutes that we were well within our rights to be able to shoot on our own property. However, I was told by the sergeant not within the city limits. Then when speaking to my father, he decided to change his tune and say, I'm not sure if the statute has been updated. However, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. We tell him the specifics of the statute, and then of course he backs down and tells us that he likes to shoot on his own property, but that we still shouldn't do it. He tells us if we're interested in shooting, then we should go over to a large shooting range because that's what they're made for, and people shouldn't be shooting in their backyards within the city. He claimed that they were getting several phone calls from around the area and that we were freaking people out and that it's just unkind to our neighbors. Well, I can understand this was just before sundown and everybody's still on their way home, and oh, of course it freaks people out and yada yada yada. There's a reason why we can still shoot on our property. It's called the Second Amendment, officer, and Florida has made it very clear that even if certain municipalities want to enforce other laws, the state of Florida government has actually stepped in and told everybody and the individual municipalities that they are not allowed to enforce any other laws. The state laws are the only ones that are allowed to fly here, so it would really be in everybody's best interest if they would actually go ahead and learn all of the updated statutes. Not only do people need to learn the statutes and the, I don't know, freaking Constitution, but apparently we have some crooked cops. I just got done talking with my father, and apparently he decided to look and see where the calls came from because in our area we're able to research and find where calls are being made. Turns out no calls were actually made, however, they were in the area responding to another call and decided to go around and knock on doors to find us. We need more people out there who are protecting our rights and not trying to take them away, because clearly these officers, they had an issue with it and they decided to pick a bone. Mind you, these officers quickly stood down once they realized that they were dealing with 2 people who are well versed in what's going on in modern day politics and lawmaking. Despite them being cops who are not necessarily on our side, that doesn't mean that they can come out to my property and tell us what we can and can't do with it when the state law protects it. You can always exercise your rights, however, I always encourage you to do them safely. And always be sure to get badge numbers just in case you have assholes like these want to randomly show up and want to tell you that your rights are not your rights, or that you can't do them just because it's not fair to other people. However, if we don't keep on exercising these rights, then next thing you know, they'll be wanting to ban airsoft guns and regulate airsoft guns, and then these are the Gestapo that will come and take them all away. Love you guys, and thank you for listening to my funny story and rant of the day. Bye.